didn't kick it. I didn't kick it. There we go.
This is my fault at this point. It's clearly not supposed to go there. No matter what I think or how I feel about it, this is my mistake.
It's that Billie Jean.
Shout out to the sturdy ass light though. This motherfucker's been kicked
man.
Across the room so many times now.
Bro,
Still
that motherfucker, you talking about a motherfucker kicking cans. That motherfucker be kicking. Oh my God.
It's a game around here. It's a game.
That
2
thing
points.
been kicked more than a badass stepson.
So what are we talking about?
I mean, let me pull it up, brother.
Yeah, I think we need to have you scoot over that way, yeah. There we go. Well,
Hey.
as you can tell, this is yet another episode of the SquadKast podcast.
We're back. Couple light, but we're back.
Right, a couple light. Quick shout out to Brother Black.
Brother Black, Sister
shout out to
Amber. Sister Amber.
Shout out to the SquadKast alumni, Powers and BJ.
Shout out to them brothers.
Me and him was going pretty tough last night.
Oh yeah.
Out in West Des Moines, so.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
But me and Brother DJ.
Holding it down.
Simple as that. We're a little fat and full as well. We finally made a fateful stop.
Yeah.
I want to bring this up right away.
Got to while it's fresh.
This has been a journey trying to get it done.
Man, look.
We stopped at motherfucking Mr. Bibbs.
Mr. motherfucking Bibbs.
Right over there on 6th Avenue, just up the street from North High.
Yep.
I'll drop the location and the address and what have you in the mentions there. Just a terrific, nice little lunch. Came together.
Yeah, it came. It was a little hiccup at first. We went into the establishment, and come to find out, because we haven't been there so long.
Yeah,
it's cash only.
Cash only.
They don't take cards.
I know that's legal. Is that legal?
It's legal.
I wonder how their taxes look every week. I don't know. I'm just saying, my lady is an accountant, so
yeah, well,
careful.
Well,
careful.
We ain't trying to put no negative cash on Mr. Bibbs right now, so we might have to do some editing.
Painted right on the window though was world's best tenderloin.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the city. Was it city or is it the best?
I think it was like the world's best or something like that.
I'll double check.
But anyway, so yeah, we're going there. We're about to make our order, and guess what? They don't take card. So then we go outside, we deliberate on how we're gonna make this happen.
Right. Do we go someplace else? Do we abandon everything and just head on in and get the show going?
And after a couple ideas bounce on each other, we said, hey, let's just place the order as if we calling it in, and then go get the cash and come back.
Right.
And that's what we did.
We asked the kid, let's order it. We'll be right back with some money. He was a little confused. He was kind of like, I don't know. Usually this is a phone call situation. So, but they took the order graciously.
Yes.
And we made a quick dash to go get some cash.
For that ass.
Right. Literally, I had some pork tenderloin. And it was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was the world's or the city's best. Actually, I think the best. I know where the best tenderloin is. I'm not going to speak on it right now when we talk about Mr. Bibbs, but it's still a delicious tenderloin.
I just had a simple cheeseburger and fries, a little combo, little special that they had, and it was rather good. I haven't had them in a long time. The crinkle cuts are hands down fire. Fire.
Delicious crinkle cuts.
When they're hot and fresh.
Perfectly salted.
You know what I'm saying?
Came together.
Hey, if you can get there, Mr. Bibbs is open on Saturdays, like today, obviously, between, I think, 11 and 3. They close at 3. They got the weirdest fucking hours ever.
Right. It's
like,
really hard we tried to go there multiple times. So
and they're closed.
Yeah, they're closed.
But when we went in, and there was actually people in there. You could sit down and eat in there. That's what we might do next time. I'm going to sit down and eat up in that John. You know what I'm saying?
But it looked like clearly it was a reputable establishment. Plenty of people from the neighborhood. Been going there for years.
Yeah.
So it's a staple.
Because they told us, like, oh, don't feel bad. We got done the same way, too. when they found out they don't take card.
Man, they used to be over off
Carpenter
MLK,
and MLK.
right in front of the DHS
Yeah.
office. It's a check and go now or some shit like
They
that.
had that location. Then there was it was like a couple of different.
There was
Mr.
more than
Bibbs.
one? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then they have the food truck too or something like that. Like
that makes sense. I've seen them
around like
downtown
Drake
and shit.
Relays time, and like matter of fact, next month in April, Drake Relays.
Right.
I think that's when you see all the barbecues and all that shit pop up.
Oh, it is.
So,
Oh, damn, relays are coming up next
Yes,
month.
sir.
Well, it is. That's sort of a hopping time around here. Kind of depends on what you want to get into.
Somewhat. It's a time to get overpriced.
Right.
So yeah, shout out Mr. Bibbs, man. We
Yeah.
finally got that experience.
Right.
This
That's
brother's
what's
been
up.
asking for that shit for 2 months now.
That's business and food of the week.
Yeah.
That's all it only
Business and food of the week.
Mr.
And we
Bibbs.
will put their location up on the motherfucking screen. This man is a genius when it comes to the editing.
Don't do that to me.
I'm
Don't
gonna
put that
do it.
kind of
I'm
pressure
gonna
on
do
me,
it.
brother.
I did it. It's too late. Yo, I gotta talk about my Texas Roadhouse experience real quick.
Oh
I
yeah.
got to.
Okay.
Cause it's my first time there.
Oh, I got you. Got you.
And I must say, it was rather good.
It's fire, huh?
Good, bro. I got the ribeye, baked potato, green beans, no bacon. And then dude, it was fire. My first experience. Didn't have to really wait too long. It was mad crowded. I see why it's hard to get up in that motherfucker,
How do you?
bro.
Oh yeah, I've never been there. When it
Bro,
wasn't
it's so fucking
Yeah.
crazy. I was really amazed when I walked in. I'm stepping on peanut shells. I'm like, what the fuck? They were like, no, we do that. I'm looking at all the buckets and shit. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. But highly recommended. I'm a lame, I don't really get out that much. You know what I'm saying? I went to Texas Roadhouse.
busy. Let me ask you how you get that ribeye cooked.
Well fucking done.
Well done, man. You gotta
fucking-
quit with this, man.
Well done. Mushrooms, no onion. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that.
You don't do the
shit.
mushrooms and onions?
No, no onions. I got the mushroom. I like mushrooms.
Okay. What's wrong with the onions?
I just don't like onions, bro.
Well, whatever, man. Well done, though.
Well done.
That's too much, man. You need like a good medium rare.
Nah, bro. I don't need none
You
of
need that
pink,
blood.
bro.
You need it gushing like you stabbed it in the neck.
I don't need no shit like that. That's not that nasty prime rib pink shit.
All right. So well, yeah, you didn't have a horrible experience at the barbecue joint with the with the pink meat.
That wasn't me. That was Brother Black
Oh
with
yeah,
the chicken.
that's right. Yeah.
And
yeah,
the
yeah.
chemical
But it was just
reaction.
a smoke ring. It was just a smoke ring.
Yeah, the chemical reaction.
This guy.
I ain't letting nigga. That's her words, not mine. That's her words, not mine. But yeah, Texas Roadhouse, y'all did y'all thing. Y'all can definitely get my money again.
All right, well, let's keep the boat rolling here, huh?
Yeah.
I'll let you take the lead here because you wanted to talk about someone that came up in the news here recently, and I don't have all the details, so I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to sound ridiculous.
So
Just really
there was a situation that came up recently. Well, this has been going on for a while, but it really came into fruition involving a inmate that was accused of murder, the killing of 3 cops in Alabama. Nathaniel Woods. Everybody should be familiar with the Nathaniel Woods case. If not, you're going to be right now. So basically, he was in a house with the said assailant that actually confessed to killing the 3 cops. Said it was him. It was all him. Nathaniel Woods didn't know what I was going to do because the cops were there just to serve a warrant. A misdemeanor warrant.
They had like arrested one of them today or tried to the day before and went back to serve a warrant or something.
So, and according to Alabama law, any person that aided in the killing gets charged the same as the person who actually pulled the trigger.
I mean, on paper, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
On paper.
On paper. But then again, we have to realize this is the South, and
Right. I mean, that's basically why they write a lot of those laws anyway, so they can unjustly and unfairly treat motherfuckers that they don't like.
Right. So, he's been trying to fight this for a while. He's been on death row, and his execution. This is obviously his past. There was a lot of scrutiny in the media. Just regular everyday people like me and this brother on how this brother is being treated unfairly, and he's about to have his life taken away for something that he did not do, when the said individual is on the record saying that I pulled the trigger, he didn't know anything about it, and they just wanted to convict both of us. Like one wasn't good enough,
right.
you know. And then, you know, some certain outcries were heard because there was a temporary stay lifted on the execution. For whatever reason, I don't know why they would do that to that man, give him a false sense of hope, like he might be able to have some real time. Mm-hmm. But the execution took place. He was pronounced dead at 9 o'clock p.m. So, no, it gives you a lot to think about, you know, in regards to these laws and, you know.
Well, first, let's just talk about then just the law itself. Like I said, on paper, that sounds like a good idea. Do we agree there at least that if clearly you're helping someone murder, you know, and for law enforcement officers, you should obviously be held liable for it as well, right?
Right.
And the state seems to think that for some reason they have clear evidence that shows that all of them, he was in on it as well. But
they said that he led an ambush, like he lured them in, and then they were ambushed. That's what the picture that they're trying to paint.
I see.
But once again, you have the said killer openly admitting on camera, maybe not on camera, but voice recording and paperwork documents that, you know, people can kind of look up, said that he did it. That Nathaniel Woods didn't know anything what was going on. He didn't lead them to an ambush or nothing like that. The said individual said that he didn't even know what he was going to do. He didn't even know he was going to shoot these cops. You know what I mean? It just happened. You know what I mean? So in regards to the law, I feel like, look, if you have a person that pulled the trigger, that lured people in, that really assisted in the killing of police officers or whatever, then yeah. But then when you have this type of situation, like there really has to be extensive research. Like I just don't believe that this brother should have lost his life in regards to this. I mean, that's crazy.
So
man.
How there's a burden, I'm guessing, you know, certainly it's tough. I don't know, there's a lot of reason for the law enforcement to, you know, double check everything, you know, when they're maybe aggrieved and upset about the murdering of their, you know, fellow officers, and it's so easy to pin this type of thing on someone, whether it's true or not. But if it is true, or if it's true, I mean, how do you know that the killer just isn't trying to save his friend? You know, how do you know that just isn't the case? How do you prove otherwise?
How do you prove that Nathaniel Woods lured them into an ambush? Like how can you prove that?
Well, I mean, I don't know, right? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, so
you want to play devil's advocate here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to do this right with you. Right. I mean, I'm going to. So we can do this all day and engage in these semantics, but at the end of the day, the evidence is what weighs in the most. And if you have a convicted killer who says, I did this, and this person had no idea, and then this person is corroborating, saying, yeah, I don't know what the hell he was doing. I'm there for this reason, and I don't know, I was just there. Mm-hmm. I was just there. That could have happened to anybody. That's just like you. You go over there because you want to pick up some money because he owed you some money. Oh yeah, come on by. Come pick this money up. And then all of a sudden that shit happens.
Shit hits the fan.
Then you go to jail and you're Nathaniel Woods.
Yeah. I know someone who was at someone's house when they got raided, and as a result they ended up doing some prison time.
Exactly.
And it fucked up their life for us that amount of time as well. So for sure, you know, and I'm just curious, you know, it's tough without, you know, knowing these people individually to think you basically just have the, you know, quote unquote the killer, the main suspect.
Well, typically when you know shit like this happens, right? And I mean you can agree to this. Mm-hmm. When this shit happens, especially amongst black men, what they do is they try to find the negative shit that he's done in his life to paint the picture that he was just this said person, you know, this negative individual who may not even have had a criminal background.
Right.
Because
even
if
he was, it doesn't necessarily mean he's guilty of the crime.
So even with that, like, I didn't see any reports or anything saying that Nathaniel Woods was a convicted felon or he had any negative things on his background. You know what I mean? So it's weird that this man had no real anything on his record to go from that to being executed. You know, like, that's a hell of a wrong place, wrong time.
For sure.
That's a hell of
I mean, whether he was in the life or not, for sure, definitely. I mean, the same goes for those officers as well. I'm just torn here, you know, not being able to know all the facts of that. And I guess I can't help but think if someone killed someone I loved, like, would I take their word for it that the person who was with them when they did it didn't have anything to do with it? I don't know.
I mean, the rage, the hurt will kick in to make you not think rational. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna be so amped up and so he did it. They both did it. You know what I mean? And no matter what was said, no matter how many times it was said, the evidence may show, you know, like, he didn't do it, whatever. But because he was there and your loved one is gone, no matter what is said, you're gonna always say them two did it, not him. Them two.
And where was this at? Texas or
Alabama?
Alabama. And for sure,
that's the same motherfucking state that made it against the law to play cards on your front porch. Look that up. Weird state laws.
And I mean, and obviously, there's the clear known and legacy of all the racist and horrible policing and law enforcement policies and activities. Louisiana, the South. I mean, obviously America as a whole, but certainly the region and wares of that whole thing, right? It's prime for it to not work out for anybody, for sure.
Of color.
Right, and it's just for sure. And it's just...
It's sad,
it's that
man.
fucking legacy, right? It's that goddamn problem in America that we can't
know?
figure out how to get over, that just lets these things persist.
And you know, and I want to kind of address something you said, like, do you expect them to look back? Let's not forget that there have been cases where they've gone back because of appeals by the accused or whatever the case may be, to look at new evidence or evidence that wasn't looked at before and admonish these people. And you see these people getting out of prison, it may be 20, 30, 40 years later, but they do eventually get out because they kept fighting, and then the state or whoever just didn't ignore them. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a high percentage of that happens, so but it does happen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, true. All right, well, yeah, so, you know, in either case, it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Rest in peace, Nathaniel Woods.
Rest in peace to
condolences
everybody.
To the family and everybody that was involved in that situation. So.
All right, well, that being said, let's, I gotta stop saying that being said. There's probably 4,000 that being said I've said.
Doesn't matter. That's the thing, man. Keep don't
right.
bro.
Let's see, where else were we at?
We gotta talk about this epidemic that's going on fucking worldwide, man.
Oh, this goddamn coronavirus.
Bro, I went out to dinner and I usually drink Corona beer. I had to get a Heineken. I didn't even feel comfortable getting a Corona, man.
Don't be mistaken, Corona beer has nothing to do with the virus.
It does, and I just had to throw that out there.
But yeah, you know, like I was saying a few episodes ago, like, this shit feels different, man.
Oh yeah.
It feels different.
Oh yeah.
I got a flight coming up here in a few weeks, going out to Arizona to see my mom's. And I'm worried they're gonna cancel this damn flight. I'm not necessarily so scared I'm gonna catch it per se. I'm not really that worried about it, you know. I mean, it's because it's just not everyone gets it. I'm just saying. But I'm worried it's just gonna fuck up my plans to move around the country.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Selfishly, you know. But that being said, I mean, I think it has like twice the death rate of like influenza, which is still not that many people, but still a lot of people, more than enough.
Mostly, well, this is what the media outlets are putting out there, because we don't really know. The media controls what we know. They're trying to say that the people that are actually dying from this shit are like people who are of age, elderly, high 50s, 60s, 70s
Compromised
who've
immune
already
systems.
had health problems before. So when they encounter this type of virus and it attacks the immune system the way it does, the typical person of our age or younger would be able to fight it off a lot easier opposed to somebody who's elderly.
Right.
So that is the perception that they want, the media that they're putting out there. But I mean, I've seen where it's young people affected by it, children that's affected by it passed away from it. They're saying that the death tolls are really in the millions worldwide, not like whatever number that's being put out there by the media. Like they're saying it's like millions that are dying from this shit.
Millions
Like they said, like 1.5 million, bro.
have died from coronavirus.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Millions.
I'm not here to.
Well,
I'm not saying it's true.
Who's them?
It ain't CNN.
Who's they?
It ain't CNN.
Well, who's they then?
It ain't CNN. I can tell you that much.
I mean, so give me one other source that's saying a million.
Oh, it was on MSNBC.
Oh, where the hell was the shit?
I seen it. I read it on.
This guy.
What's the motherfucking Today? What's the newspaper? USA Today. I read it in
USA
there.
Today said a million.
They took the story of what everybody else was hearing. This, like they said, reportedly that they're saying that 1.5 million people are dead worldwide.
They're reporting on hearsay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, but what I'm saying is that's. If it can't, there's conflicting information, obviously.
Well, there's always going to be conflicting.
You know what I mean? So we don't
shit.
really know the real body count. They're trying to say it's it's 1,000s, and then we're hearing 1.5
million people.
I think there's probably like I think it's like
in a few
somewhere
months.
in the medium.
What other thing kills a million people in a few months?
Bro, I have no idea. Shit.
Exactly nothing. We would know there's a million people.
The plague,
dropping dead.
the motherfucking
You say
plague.
John or Bob or Tom.
They were saying
all these people are
there's
dead.
a speculation and reports out there that in like China and Asia and places like that where people who have passed away from the coronavirus that they're burning the bodies.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where you're at and what resources.
And they're burning bodies, cremating these people on a daily basis. That's what the reports are saying. I'm not saying it's true.
I mean, I don't know. There's some places where more people are being affected by it.
Obviously.
There's only like 10 people in the United States, I think, who've got it right now, or have died from it, or something like that. Versus some.
You gotta think of places like Asia, China, how overpopulated those countries are. Any fucking outbreak like this is going to be devastating.
Hasn't been the right. All those people living so close together.
Exactly. I mean, so. And
just the natural human habits. We're dirty creatures.
So, would you then say that it is not? It could be possible that 1.5 million people?
No, I wouldn't.
Because you wouldn't say that.
No.
Worldwide.
Or have died from coronavirus.
Yeah.
I've seen nothing.
No, I'm saying, do you think it could be possible?
As of today, have a million people.
No, not as of today. I'm just saying.
In general, no.
You don't think so? Okay.
Right now. I don't think enough time.
Not enough time? Okay.
Or otherwise, we would notice. That's a million people.
Bro, we don't know every Tom, Dick, and Harry that dies every day,
but it's like 3 months, though. A million people.
It's possible, bro.
From one thing, though. There's nothing that a million people die from in.
Why not?
1 month.
Why do you think that these people be getting quarantined for so long? Like, I know for a fact there's people on cruise ships right now that can't get home.
Yeah,
they're stuck on cruise ships.
Off the coast of
you know what I mean? And they're going to be out there for a couple weeks. You know what I mean?
1 or 2 people have died on that boat or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I'm not saying that it is at 1.5 million, but I'm saying it could get to that point.
It could. I can't disagree with that.
I
ain't seen nothing that indicates it has yet.
I just know that
different.
I think that the numbers that they're putting out might not be accurate because then again, like I said before, you have to know that the media controls what we see and what we hear as far as the news, and they don't want to send the motherfucking panic out, so they're not going to say, oh yeah, 2 million motherfucking people that died already and then send everybody into a panic. I mean, I've seen reports where they told people, don't go outside unless you have to. Don't go to work. Don't send your kids to school. I'm like, this shit is crazy. My daughter's like, so do I get to go to school? She's watching CNN. Motherfucker Chris Cuomo's talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, you going to school.
Right.
I gotta go to work. You gotta go to school.
I ain't got no text messages from the district yet.
You stupid.
You are going to school. But
Yeah.
I mean, but I feel like that too. I don't, unless my job was to tell me not to, or the CDC said y'all need to stay. I mean, I'm not really that worried about it. I feel like even if I happen to catch it, I'm probably one of the people who will be resilient enough to get through it. I just hope, I don't affect nobody in the process.
Right.
Or, the world just ain't tripping at that point, and it's like some Mad Max scenario, and I'm out here trying to fight people out because they think I'm trying to kill everyone with my disease. So, shit.
And like there's speculation on how even you can attract it, like how it can go from person to person. Like it's just so random. Like you just don't know how you can contract it. You know what I mean? Like
Like you touch
somebody, like you touch something else that they might have touched. Like it's weird. Like even wearing the mask, does that help? Everybody walk around with these motherfucking doctor-patient masks. You don't work at Grey's Anatomy.
You need a hazmat suit to have a mask there. I mean, there's some masks you can get that do a good job of, but it's just a common little bullshit ass mask. No,
that shit ain't working.
All you're doing is making somebody rich, man.
Yeah.
Look, don't breathe on nobody. Don't lick no handles, and wash your hands. Okay.
Yeah. I was working out yesterday, right? At the YMCA, shout out Walnut Creek YMCA. I've been getting in there about 3-4 times a week, try to keep it regular. They even increased their sanitation. They got fucking wipe dispensaries everywhere now. Usually they just have the disinfectant bottle with the towel. You spray, you wipe down when you get done. Now, the motherfucking wipes. You wipe I'm talking about, you see trash cans full of them joints, bro.
Walk around with torches, just saying.
Man, bro, it's like the pandemonium about this shit is crazy. Like you said before, it just feels different because this wasn't the same like Ebola. When Ebola was the big thing and everybody was dying from that and all that shit. Like, this shit is crazy.
It just feels, and we got, the idiot in charge, Donald Trump.
Giving false hope, too.
God damn.
This fucker said, oh, yeah, we have something out in 2 months.
With him in charge, you don't give nobody no type of reassurance.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna go haywire, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, so wash your hands, y'all, okay?
Exactly.
Like I said,
just stay clean.
Just ordered a new piece of equipment for the camera here, and I just got confirmation.
Okay. So there we go.
Stepping up our game a little bit.
There we go.
So
there we go.
All right. Well, you know what it is. We took a quick short break, gathered our thoughts, and we're back once again.
We're back.
But let's pick off where we were just talking before we picked it back up.
Yeah.
Democratic primary is really heating up, as they like to say.
Yeah.
And good old Joe Biden.
Good old
good old motherfucking Bernie Sanders.
Feel the burn.
Last of the contenders. Well, actually, technically, Tulsi Gabbard is still running, but they keep squeezing her out of any type of media or whatnot for the most part. So I think she won 2 delegates in America Samoa.
So my brother Cheffen said there's pretty much just Bernie and Biden, which we talked about some episodes ago. That I said, what did I say? What did I say?
I don't know, you tell me. You said a lot of things.
I said that can Biden beat Trump because that is what's about to happen. Because...
Oh, I see. Well, right. You sure. Bernie still got a chance, but it's looking pretty damn slim.
It's pretty slim. Like, he came out strong. Like, he supposedly, won Iowa, even though...
I think it was clear he did, but the DNC's got a rule where once they call it, it is what it is.
Right.
There is
he won early, failed late. He did win California, but it just wasn't enough.
Right, he lost Texas. I guess
he lost Texas.
I don't know why, but... I don't really fuck with Texas, to be quite honest with you. It's a little rough around the edges, to say the least.
I love Houston.
I've never been.
I've been to Houston, I've been to Dallas, I've been to Arlington.
It's too many guns, man. Too many guns in Texas, okay?
It's not what you think, man.
Right.
I'll tell you, it's not what you think.
Well, save for Elizabeth Warren, all these cats who did just drop out, like I said, Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg, rallied around old Biden. Supposedly this helps a lot of people make their decision, I guess.
Right, he's been getting a lot of endorsements lately from his constituents and former rivals that were vying for that position as well. So we're just gonna we don't know how it's really gonna pan out. Like Bernie, he's still campaigning very strong. He does have a very well-run campaign. We're just gonna see how he does. Same thing with Biden. Both these guys is fucking 78 and 79 years old. It's crazy.
Biden's a goddamn mess, man. Him and his fantastic ass lies of a story, and afterwards he came mixing up his wife with his sister, saying he was running for the Senate when he was.
Yeah. I was going to get into that. He was in South Carolina and said, I'm asking for your nomination for the U.S. Senate. I'm like, wait, hold up. What you mean you asking for the nomination for the U.S. Senate? What
some people are like, yo, cancel that donation check.
Yeah. But still got that endorsement. Still won South Carolina rather easily.
For sure, yeah.
And,
that majority black vote.
Yeah, he did.
And what was crazy was Bloomberg got like 22% of the black vote. Just nuts. And they gave a lot of credit to an ad he was running in the area showing him working with Obama or Obama praising him or something like that.
This Bloomberg is the king of the stop and frisk.
Yeah, that is so confusing.
New York, so
the stop and frisk shit, just throwing millions of black men in jail.
You could just be walking down the street and the cop would just be like, hey, come here. Let me check you out real quick. You know what I mean? For no reason. You could just be going to the store. You could be coming from the store. And
I was listening to Benjamin Dixon. I don't know if you know who that is. He's
I know who that is.
Podcaster, a political cat. And he had a great question that I'm sure we'll never know, but he just wanted to know how many black men were killed as a result of the stop and frisk.
How
many of those things got out of hand and escalated and ended with the death of a black man because of this goddamn policy, who more or less who odds are wasn't actually breaking any particular law. Like, what's the number? That's a legitimate question, man.
I was on Instagram and I follow my son, the General, and he posted a video of an African American couple that were on the train coming back from a date. And they were dragged off the train because the male fit the description of somebody that reportedly had a gun. That was crazy. And then the lady who was interviewed said, yeah, they were just on the train sitting right across from me, falling asleep, doing, just regular. And then I can't believe how they could just be forced off a train like that and, be reprimanded for something, a report, it's like, damn, does every black man fit every fucking description?
Right.
Then I seen another one where a young man got stopped by a cop and he was asking him repeatedly, what did I do? What did I do? I'm walking, or whatever the case may be. And the
had him pressed up in the wall.
Right. You seen it, and the young lady was like, don't worry, I'm recording this. And then all of a sudden you see all these other cops come. It was like 7, 8, maybe, I'm not exaggerating. It could have been up to maybe 10 cops at most, but no less than 7.
Right.
And they just swarmed this young man after he was on the ground. They just beat the hell out of him, just beating the shit out of him, bro. Wasn't doing nothing at all.
And the cop wouldn't tell him anything.
Didn't tell him why he was stopped or nothing, bro. Like, come on, man, that shit is crazy. And I mean that I wish I would have knew where that was. I wish I wanted.
It should look like it was New York.
It looked like it was New York. It looked like it was New York, but I wish I had the exact location so we can really be exact if that was like a part of that stop and frisk bullshit that Bloomberg implemented, and look how it escalated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a prime example of some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I wanted to share them two stories.
Cops just be abusing that power.
Exactly.
Pull someone over and fuck with them and demand things from them, violating rights.
Come on, man.
No real, proper engagement or civility being shown.
They're not trained properly. They're not trained to de-escalate situations. They just come into a situation, oh, I'm the authority figure.
Yep.
So I'm just going to abuse my power, and just, especially if you're somebody of color, you know what I mean, Latino descent or whatever the case may be, we're going to treat you like shit, and it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it, because nothing's going to happen to me anyway. I'm going to get suspended with pay, then I'll come back a couple months later. Don't worry about it.
Shit is just crazy. I mean, to indict an officer is just incredibly rare.
Well, the one cop that went into the one guy's house because she thought it was her apartment, killed him. Right? Remember this case?
Amber.
Something, I can't remember her name, but she killed the black man, killed the brother.
Just gunned him. He was eating ice cream in his apartment.
Didn't she get like what, 2 years out of that?
I thought she got 10 years or something. I thought she got 10 years.
I thought it was like
Amber
2 years.
That was her
I
name.
thought it was
Amber
like 2 years. Maybe I'm off on my arithmetic.
So that's 1 in a million, you know.
But how the fuck does a cop who goes to a place that she's lived at for weeks, months, maybe a year, however many, whatever it is, how do you get your apartment confused, end up on a whole other floor, go get into somebody else's apartment? You don't realize that none of this furniture is yours?
Right.
You don't realize that this ain't arranged how you had to set up? That when you walk in, you take your coat off and you hang it up in a certain place? You see, like, come on, man. And then you kill this man. And
that's your instinct, is just to kill him, just to shoot him.
Just to kill.
Just to kill him.
Now, had that man defended his home and him personal safety shot that cop, he'd be on death row right now.
I think that's very true.
He'd be brother.
Manslaughter minimum, you know. You know, they'd probably, I hate to do that type of speculation, but it's just so hard for me to believe that had it been the other way around, right?
Had it been the other way around, that brother wouldn't have had no rights. Right. None.
That shit would have made
all the evidence that shows that she walked in his place unannounced, that wasn't her apartment, why is she there, and all this other stuff. He had the right.
Why would if your door wasn't on, I didn't let her in, well, your door was unlocked, all this. It just wouldn't have been able to. Nah, man. It'd have been another tragedy.
It's just crazy. Cops just, like I said, they're not trained properly. And then I believe most of these cops were probably bullied in fucking life at some point. And then they get a power, and then they want to, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know some cops are just pure racist. I know some cops are pure racist. Some cops are probably something like I just described in that sense. They
don't do enough training. They don't do enough vetting of officers.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned, there's every officer should be a law professor, especially if you have a gun and the power to kill someone. Like you should be a world-class, law professor, and on top of that, you've got a hell of a support system for, physical and mental health and financially.
I don't know the requirements, what it takes to be a cop, but can you go graduate out of high school and then go apply at the academy?
I'm pretty sure it's that simple.
Okay, so if that's the case, may I propose...
And I don't know that that's everywhere. Let's be fair. I can't say, but I'm sure there's a lot of places where that's just.
Well, wherever that shit happens, where you can just apply the academy out of high school, maybe you should make these motherfuckers go to school and get their degree in criminal justice and study up on that.
I'm sure there's some places where they do that, but I'm talking about, forget just degree in criminal justice. I'm talking about these cats should be ready to be judges, okay?
No, they can't do that.
I'm just saying as far as their law and extensive, no, I don't think that is.
I think it is.
Every cop should be at least 35 or older. That's simple. You should have that much life experience, that much education, especially because you basically just can kill people. You have that power. It's just so, it seems to me like there's no reason why that shouldn't be the hardest thing for you to do every day. Yeah. But it seems like that is the go-to defense technique for cops. Get your defense mechanism. Yeah. When he move towards you, get out and shoot him. Does it look like he might have a gun? Shoot him. Yeah. That is always, and it's always a shoot to kill scenario.
Shoot to kill.
And that is just that. With great power comes great responsibility.
Shout out Spider-Man.
Shout out to motherfucking
Spider-Man.
Bloombergs for forever having that fucking stain or or adding to that.
That's
stain.
your legacy, brother. Outside of being a billionaire, that's your legacy. Stop and frisk.
You didn't deserve to be mayor. You don't deserve to be president. You don't deserve any of the money you have, buddy.
No. You was just trying to compete with Trump to see, what, you know what I'm saying, who's the real king of New York.
He spent $500 million. Doesn't win. I mean, he could have just gave away that money to a bunch of.
Well,
he could have single-handedly ended poverty in the state of New York with $500 million.
Well, he probably would have bought another yacht before he did something like that. So,
see,
you know,
that's
just my thing. You know,
why do we do this as humans? That's all I'm saying.
Hey, well,
back to this election shit. We got a little. Point is, shit is fucked right now.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter. I think that you're not impressed with anybody's bullshit. And, you know, and the further this goes, I don't trust really much anybody. You know, I just hope that the establishment, if you will, doesn't get its way. Whatever happens, okay, whether we got Trump or Bernie or Biden, I don't care. As long as the establishment somehow comes to a reckoning and things change on some level. But if that, Biden's in, that's not going to happen. That's just more of the same shit. Right. And I'm be honest, Biden seems like he is fucking losing it. The ability for him to go toe to toe on any debate stage with Donald Trump, he's going to look like a moron. He can't do it.
I disagree.
Donald Trump's a special kind of mean idiot. Like his specialty is just like being disgusting and gross towards other people. And he knows how to hit where it counts.
Well, my thing is this. Donald Trump is a moron, all right? And then you got another moron.
But an evil moron.
So you got an evil moron who don't know shit versus a moron who actually does know policy.
Yeah, but I just think he's too far gone to bring.
He's not too far
to bring
gone.
That policy, man. He's just going to be a puppet of the DNC.
He's not too far gone.
Establishment DNC.
Well, what the fuck do you think Trump is? A puppet of the Republicans.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Trump is just in it to make money anyways. He's not really I don't care what you guys do. As long as I'm making money, I'll sign this, I'll sign that. I'll let you want me to do this is what I'll do. I'm just trying to make some money.
Well, who you think is allowing him to do that? The Republican Party.
No, himself.
No.
I think Trump has a unique...
Brother, he's not signing these bills and all this shit without the power of them.
Right, but the DNC knows, or the Senate knows, the Republicans know that they need Trump as well, because he's a part of the other arm or the other section of government that that they need to be in cahoots with to. Oh man, no, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you.
That brother,
Trump isn't a puppet as much as he's like a willing idiot. Right. He's a useful idiot. He's like, he doesn't care about anything the Republicans care about.
What I'm saying is that Trump wants to make money. That's fine, but they're saying like, okay, we're going to allow you to do this, but you're going to do this shit for us while you're getting this money. They implement the bills and the laws and shit like that. He just signs off on it,
and he don't care though.
Exactly.
He doesn't.
That's why he's the puppet. Look, we're gonna come up with this. You sign it. You're gonna make 15% off of this. Oh, okay. Well,
Right.
There you go.
Right.
So we're gonna see. Like I said, it's down to two candidates, and the B's, the Bernie Bidens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see who it come down to, and may the best man win. However they win. Hopefully it's in a fair way. Not no political bullshit. Usually that's how it goes anyway.
Right.
I mean,
That being said.
That being
said, I hope that the right thing happens, but I don't have much faith that it will.
I don't either.
And like I like to say, unless they say I don't have to go to work tomorrow, not a lot's going to change for me.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
All right. Well,
what you sipping on, brother?
Well, yeah, I guess, brew of the week, I've had one of these before, but I was keeping it simple today. Like I said, me and Powers was out having a world-class selection of brews last night. So
yeah.
Just got another one of those Stone Brewery, kick-ass amalgamation of flavors.
Okay.
Pecan, wheat, rye, aged in bourbon barrels.
This is the beer that I'm drinking. Ain't it pretty?
Pretty tasty.
How much? What's the percentage?
Oh, this one's pretty heavy actually.
Big boy?
11 and a half.
Whoa.
So yeah, 11 and a half, right.
He's feeling great.
Drinking some last night over at the hall. They have 60, I think, plus beers on tap.
Okay.
And I went through 60 plus beers. No, I went through, I think I had 4 or 5 at least different kinds of beers, plus all the free ones I was telling. I didn't know the free ones, so they were giving us free ones at some point. So shout out to Powers real quick, actually, because Powers picked up the bill. Shout out to Brother DJ last night because my man's, he saved me because I was trying to tell Powers, he was talking about who came up with the SquadKast name. And I knew it was Brother DJ. Powers thought it was BJ. So I texted you and BJ. And both of y'all were like, no, he came up with it. I was like, cool. And Powers was like, if you did it, then he'll buy drinks for the night. Okay. So I started ordering all the $13 drinks while I waited for them to get back to me.
I replied back instantly. You know,
right.
So, hey.
And I don't know. I think Powers has lost a couple of bets like this to me. So I don't know why he be. So his birthday's coming up here.
At least he's a man of his word. He pays his debts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He pays his
Powers
debts.
always pays his debts.
You gotta respect the man that does that.
Count on him for that.
It's facts. So that's a nice little brew of the week. Okay, bro.
Brew of the week, man.
I like the can on there too. The design on the can.
They evidently every year they change up the design and.
He's got superheroes and shit on there.
Right. He got some little off-brand Iron Man and this
Stone Stout
guy or something. I don't know. Yeah. So shout out to Stone Brewery. Shout out to the sturdy ass light though. This motherfucker's been kicked across the room so many times now.
Bro,
still
that motherfucker, you talking about a motherfucker kicking cans. That motherfucker's been kicked. Oh my God.
It's a game around here. It's a game.
That
2
thing
points.
been kicked more than a badass stepson. We don't advocate violence, I'm just saying.
No, not at all.
You know.
Let's talk about real quick, if you haven't noticed yet, episode 1 of Brother DJ's Battle of the Week is now up.
Motherfucking week.
We're spinning it off now, its own separate series.
Doing it.
So look forward to that. You know, first episode was like a demo run. You know, it was good information and a great battle.
Right.
But it's a demo run, so look forward to, you know, full-length features going forward. You know, that was the pilot. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We did the pilot episode.
Yeah, we're going to keep some of the same flavor, but I'm actually going to get more in-depth with the battles. I'm actually going to even take the time to write the bars down that I felt like was something that was impactful, skill-wise and all that other shit. Give more in-depth round-by-round breakdowns. Not just make URL battles or whatever, but any kind of battle I feel like. I'm giving everybody a shot. So like I said before, I kind of been posting it on all my social media platforms. If you got a battle, if you're an artist as far as in the battle rap game and you want me to review your shit, just hit me up on any social media platform that I've shared or we've shared.
Me as well. You know, hit me up directly, let us know.
Give us the link, I'll look at it, and then I'll do a recap. You know what I mean? I'm definitely going to show love to the people, you know, whether they're down here or up here. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So that's just going to be how we're going to do it for Battle of the Week going forward. Makes his own little thing, see how it goes. I appreciate Brother Cheffen giving me that power to be able to do that.
Right, we've officially, I think, we're starting our own platform.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm. Yeah. What we're really creating. So, like I said, a couple weeks ago, look forward to new content just like this. We got a bunch of ideas in the works. So.
Oh yeah, we got Acid and Alkaline.
Acid and Alkaline. Yeah.
That's me and his brother. We got some shit that's coming up for you guys. Yep. You know what I mean? And got some other shit. You know what I mean? So. Like I said, we want to shout out Sister Amber, Brother Brian, Brother Black, you know what I mean?
Powers.
Brother Powers, all the SquadKast affiliates and members. We wouldn't be doing this shit without y'all. So yeah, whatever y'all got going on, be safe. Make sure we come back and we do this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good shit.
Most definitely.
Even if you don't like it, let us know, you know, and then go fuck yourself.
Facts. No, we just fucking with y'all. We playing,
man. But no, seriously, give us that good feedback. Let us know what you like to see. And hopefully we'll be able to bring it to you.
We gotta get this green screen shit figured out. We're gonna get it figured out one day.
Because we're trying to do some flying scenes, and it's really hard without a green screen.
It really is. You know? I'm trying to get my fucking Spider-Man on.
Exactly.
I want to hang upside down in the Batcave. You know, I can't do it without the green screen. You know what I mean? Like fuck. You know, that'd be a cool ass intro. I'm coming down with the bats.
Right.
The Batmobile.
All right, well, shout out to the rest of the squad. We'll catch up with y'all here in the next week or so as everyone returns and goes. Remember, look forward to some highlights and whatnot. Going to be released over the next month or so as our schedules have us out and about and enjoying life and capturing what we can with this film and our minds and eyes and all them good shits.
It's a beautiful day today, nice weather.
Right.
We're gonna try to go out here and absorb some of this good sun while we can, because the way where we live, it can be good today. And
3 feet of snow tomorrow, playboy.
You already know it. You already know it.
3 people in the city have died.
Exactly.
Okay? it gets violent out here sometimes, man.
So yeah, another episode,
well,
bro.
That's it. Another episode. SquadKast podcast. Y'all take it easy.
Take it easy.